Hey, you guys, I hope you're doing really well today. First of all, Brandon, thanks for connecting back with me yesterday. I'm happy to do this work for you. I'm really, really happy for you all. I knew when I met you last year that you were on the beginning of a life journey together, and I'm really, really happy for you. I'm proud of you, and I know your parents are as well. So look, I want to give you the opportunity to be excited about your first home and the investment in that home. And so let me just give you a little preview. So as a new homeowner in the market, there are things that you don't know about, all right? And so one of the things that's been occurring is we have been in an ongoing local and national increasing housing shortage since at least 2015, 2016. That's a result of the mortgage crisis in '08. And that's another trajectory. But what we started to see locally and nationally is that we have a decrease in the amount of inventory. What we also got this going on the chart, all right? And what we have starting in 2020, which coincided with pandemic, right? It coincided with the pandemic, and it coincided with a really changing demographic of buyer and buyer needs and buyer movement, both locally and nationally. So there are things that we used to know about the selling process and the buyer process in terms of transactions, psychology, that are really actually going through some shift right now. And part of that is because we have this multi-year decrease in housing inventory. Normally we need about 5 million houses a year. Right now we need about 6 million houses a year to 6.2 million houses a year. And the reason that is so is because as inventory was going down in 2020 with the beginning of the pandemic, we also had a new set of buyers, and it is almost 38 million new buyers who are coming into the market. And there are millennial buyers, which is probably you. They are 33 to 27 years old, and you are a new set of buyers who are putting pressure on the existing inventory. And so these are, and you have low interest rates. So these are factors that are not going to change for a while. And this means that those of us in home ownership really have an opportunity to watch our investment grow and to make decisions around that investment, right? And so what I want to do, this is really actually going to be pretty straightforward for you. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through some research, and I'm going to show you where you are in your investment potential right now. All right, so the first thing I did, and I'm going to backtrack for you. Let me show you this map search. The first thing I did was a 25-mile radius circle around Hendersonville. And that tends to either I do a 25-mile radius around Asheville or Hendersonville. I like to capture both the metropolitan areas, the cities and towns, as well as the rural community around it. The other thing that we see is that people are leaving Buncombe and they're coming over to Haywood, Madison, Polk, Henderson counties. And so your prices are going up about at the same pace that Asheville prices go up, because there's so little inventory and people are coming out of Asheville and out of Buncombe County. In fact, when I look on the recent solds each day, very fewer of them are in Asheville right now. So once I looked at that, I was just interested in the last year and just in general, what were the statistics. So I wanted to look at 1,500 square foot and below. Your house is at 1,300 square feet. You have a 3-2, right? 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and you have about an acre. You have a little over an acre. So the first thing I did was I did all solds, 1,500 square feet and less, and 0.75 to 2 acres, everything, no pricing. So there were 376 homes that sold in the last year that were under 1,500 square feet, and we had about an acre to 2 acres of land. That's huge, 376 homes. So then I narrowed it down a little bit more, both by map. You can see this is not actually a true circle anymore, both by the map as well as by price. And what I did was I reduced it even more to 2 houses that were either active, under contract, or sold for 200,000 to 300,000, 1,500 square foot and less, and a 3-2. So then what we get is we get 157 of those houses of the 376. All right, so clearly half of the homes that sold in the last year that are 1,500 and below are in the price range of 2 to 300. That price range is not just a sweet price range, it's almost an undoable price range. What we're finding now is first-time home buyers are spending $325 and $350 for fixer-uppers right now. And so then I just kept reducing the area down. So what I did first was I took a look so I kept reducing it. I excluded Asheville out of the chart, the city of Asheville, and I kept reducing it down until I could tell what your comparables are. And I think you probably know this. This one in Sentinel Grove. Let's just go ahead and take a look at it. And this one is exactly like yours, a 3-2. It was built in 2018. This one has a little more land and it does have a creek. It's probably inconsequential, but please note that it was listed at $239.9 and it sold for $242. And it sold in 6 days, just like your house. Your house was on the market for 5 days. So the other thing I want to say is that the market hasn't changed at all since you bought a year ago or 10 months ago. We are moving just as fast and prices are increasing just as much. And so this is not surprising. You guys bought at 209. And so if you take that 242, you see this the sale price, it listed at 239.9 and it sold at 242. So if you take that 242, if you take 242 and you divide it by the price that you sold your house, you bought your house for 209, that is a 16% increase, and that is actually in line. It's very much in line with the increase in the average price per house right now. That is unusual, you guys. In a healthy market, we should see 3.5% to 5% increase in the average price per house. This will actually get untenable as housing, the cost of housing increases. So it's not always ideal. We need pricing. We need more houses, and we need maybe a fewer buyers or a little higher interest rates to keep those buyers, buying at a little slower pace. And we need more new construction. The other one that I want to show you is this one is this is the manufactured. All right, just for the heck of it, I want you to see that it sold at 231, and I pulled it in because it's it is comparable to yours, and you'll see on the map that it is actually close in to you. And then you look at this one, and it sold at 255. And it is also a manufactured home. It is in a subdivision. It's a little less than an acre. There were multiple offers received. This was sold it went under contract in June of this year. And so this is a remarkable time, you guys. Let me go back to the single line so that you can see the lowest price house, which was the double wide, sold for $231,500. The property in your house, in your neighborhood, sold for $242. And this one sold a little high. Let's see a little higher. Let's see where that one is, Asher Oaks Lane. So this is, no, Asher Oaks Lane is going to be over here. So that's a nice section. It's a little more rural. And you're up on Jeter Mountain, and that's a little, obviously you're beautifully rural, but you're a little more distant from groceries and such as that, as you might have over here. That would be my reasoning at this point, why there's a little difference between these two. And also it's a little bigger, right? So there you go. So listen, you guys, that was very fast and furious. It was actually easy for me to do this. So please don't be concerned that I've taken my time to do something and you're not ready to sell. But I do think this is our primary investment, right? Those of us who own homes, this is our primary investment at the beginning of our lives anyway, the beginning of our adult and professional lives. And so it's very, very important to keep up with your pricing. And so I thank you for the opportunity. And I know I never see you, but I think of you. And I think I'm on Facebook with you guys now. And I really love to see you grow. And I really loved to help you a year ago. It really was satisfying to me. It was a lovely transaction. And it's the kind of work I really enjoy. And thank you both for the work that you do. And peace and love.